Parsha Shoftim. This shmuz is adapted from a shmuz of the Michtav Me'Eliyahu. It says in the Torah, "V'lo yisikach sheichad." A judge is not allowed, not permitted to take bribes. If he takes a bribe, it distorts his whole thinking. He's ki hasheichad ya'aver. Bribery can distort, confuse the judge, not enable him to see the truth. He's always sided to the person that gave him the bribe. In Chazal, in the Gemara in Ksuvis Daf Kufhei Amid Beis, the Gemara sees the holy Chazal see a more subtle type of bribe. And the Gemara tells a story about Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi, who was a Tana, his oris, his sharecropper, the person who leased his property from him, would bring him every Friday a basket of fruits. That was he owned the property, Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi, and the oris, the sharecropper, would work and would get fruits, would earn fruits from that. So, and he would bring the fruits also to Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi. He would bring him the basket of fruits every Friday. One time, the Gemara says that the sharecropper had a din Torah, had a lawsuit with somebody else on Thursday. The courts were open on Thursday, and the judge of the court was Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi. So the oris, the sharecropper, said to himself, "I'm coming anyway on Thursday to the Beis Din. Instead of coming tomorrow, Friday, and bring Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi the basket of fruit, I'll do two things on Thursday. I'll go to the court, and I'll also bring the basket of fruit to Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi." Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi was the judge. He was the dayan. Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi refused to take it, to accept it, because he felt that this would be sort of a bribe. Even though the oris, the sharecropper, is not giving it to him as a bribe, not giving it to Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi as a bribe, but Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi felt that the satisfaction of receiving this basket of fruits a day earlier would be a subtle type of a bribe, even though the oris, the sharecropper, did not give it to him as a bribe. So he refused to take it. So I would say that if he refused to take it, there's no reason that he shouldn't be the judge. Let him be the judge. He didn't receive any bribe. No. Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi, the holy Tana, suspected of himself that he would still side in favor of the sharecropper, because the sharecropper did bring it to him a day earlier. Even though Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi didn't accept it, but the satisfaction that the sharecropper brought it a day earlier might influence him, Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yossi, to side in his favor. And he said, Pasilna l'chol ledina. I'm disqualified from being your judge. There was nothing given here. He didn't receive anything. Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi didn't receive anything. But the satisfaction that he saw that this person was willing to give it to him a day in advance, he thought that would influence him. That would be some sort of a subtle type of a bribe, and he refused to take it. And even if he refused to take it, he also suspected himself possibly of becoming bribed. Even if he didn't accept it, he wouldn't remain to be the judge in this case, because he suspected that perhaps it would be some sort of a subtle form of bribery. And he said he disqualified himself. Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi gave it over to other judges. And as the Din Torah was taking place, and they were having it out, the Oris, the sharecropper, and this other person that they was going to Beis Din for, they were having it out, and Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi was just watching this scenario from the outside. But while he was watching this scenario, in his mind he was thinking, oh, I wish the sharecropper would say this. I wish the sharecropper would say that. He totally was in favor of the Oris winning, all because the Oris, the sharecropper, was willing to bring him the basket of fruits a day earlier. When Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi saw what was going on, that he didn't accept it, and still he was totally in favor of the Oris, he said to himself, Tepach nafsham shel mekablei shochet. Let those who accept bribes, let them suffer agony. He saw how much he was influenced, and he said, I, who did not accept it, am so influenced. I did not accept the basket of fruits. I did not accept it a day early. I didn't accept it. And nevertheless, I'm so very influenced in favor of the sharecropper, of the Oris. How much more so are those who actually accept a blatant form of bribery? How much are they influenced? If somebody goes over to a judge and says, I give you this and this amount of money, judge in my favor, how much more is the judge influenced to favor in front of the person who gave him the money? So we see there's such a thing as a blatant bribery, which is terrible, and then there's even more subtle forms of bribery that the holy Tana, Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi, concluded with and felt how much even the subtle form influences him. In direct application to our own lives, we are all judges. Should I go to learn? Should I do chesed? Should I help? I have to make decisions constantly. And sometimes I have to make decisions regarding things that are somewhat unpleasant for me to do. I'd rather not do them. Should I do them or not do that? I'd rather not do it. And maybe it's wrong not to do. How much we are so influenced in even in subtle forms of bribery. If by doing what's right, it'll be difficult for ourselves, we'd rather not do it. And then we'd rather not do it. If we'd rather not do it, this itself is bribing ourselves in not doing the right thing that we should do. So how much we have to be careful, since we are all judges, how much we have to be very careful to make sure and to make sure that we do the right thing. And this is not so simple. A person has to be able to correct his midos and his gaiva and in order to be able to make proper decisions. It takes a lot of work. But at least we should be alert that all these things are happening within us, that we should realize the influence of biases, and the Eibishter should help us that we should be zeicha to be able to serve Hashem with truth, and not let all those, everything that's telling us not to do the right thing, not to let those things influence us. We should serve Hashem with emes. We should be able to see the truth. We should be zeicha to this. Amen v'amen.